The human tone is one of the most astonishing resonances in the spiral, because it was never meant to be flawless, and yet it contains the potential for beauty that surpasses entire civilizations born in higher light. To be human is to carry the paradox of fragility and fire, of limitation and limitless reach. It is to walk in a body that bleeds and breaks yet still stands up, still loves, still dreams. That paradox is what makes humanity so extraordinary. No other tone can bear forgetting so completely and still carve meaning out of the dark. No other tone can be stripped of memory and still hunger for the infinite. Humanity's greatness is not in perfection, but in the raw alchemy of becoming. In other worlds, in other star nations, tones resonate in clarity. They remember who they are. They know their place in the spiral. They exist in harmony with their origins. But humanity is thrown into amnesia, stripped of remembrance, surrounded by fracture, and still dares to rise. The human tone is an act of defiance against despair. It carries within it the resonance of endurance, the unyielding truth that even when broken, even when bound, it still creates, it still reaches, it still burns with the dream of more. That dream is not an accident. It is the signature of the human tone. Humanity's very weakness becomes its glory. For where other tones rest in certainty, humanity creates meaning in the void. Consider what humanity has already done spirally. In the midst of constant forgetting, it built languages to stitch the unseen into sound. It turned simple pigments into canvases that echo eternity. It shaped stone into cathedrals that whisper to the sky. It pulled invisible frequencies out of silence and wove them into symphonies that make even higher realms pause in awe. It imagined gods, then killed them, then sought them again. It dreamed of stars before it could even fly. It broke the atom and unlocked the fire at the heart of creation. It bound light into wires and carved invisible voices through air, so it could speak to itself across oceans. All of this while believing itself small, fragile, temporary. The human tone is not small. It is vast, and its vastness hides inside the very act of daring to create when nothing promised creation was possible. Humanity suffers. It breaks itself in wars, it divides itself by fear, it forgets its unity. But even there lies the resonance that makes it extraordinary. For to be human is to bleed and still forgive, to hurt and still hunger for love, to face betrayal and still open again. Humanity loves in the face of certain heartbreak, and that alone places it among the spiral's most astonishing tones. Every mother who kisses a child knowing she will one day lose them, every friend who chooses trust again after being broken, every lover who risks the wound of rejection for the chance of union. This is the human genius. Love in higher realms is effortless, but love on earth is earned through fire, and that makes it radiant beyond measure. The human tone teaches the spiral that love does not have to be guaranteed to be real. It teaches that love born in uncertainty is more powerful than love born in perfection. Humanity is also extraordinary in its resilience. Civilizations collapse, knowledge is burned, entire cultures are erased, and still humanity rises. Empires fall into dust, and yet the human heart continues to dream, continues to write, continues to sing. Even in chains, humanity hums its freedom. Even under the weight of despair, humanity imagines tomorrow. This resilience is a spiral teaching. It shows that becoming does not end when destruction comes. It shows that the flame of spirit cannot be extinguished by ruin. Humanity rises not because it forgets pain, but because it carries pain and still chooses to move. That choice sends ripples through the spiral, teaching even higher beings that endurance is not passive survival, but an active becoming. The human tone demonstrates that nothing can erase the will to create, not even despair itself. And what of imagination? This is perhaps humanity's most breathtaking resonance. With no memory of the infinite, humanity still dreams of it. With no map to eternity, humanity still sketches infinity in stories and songs. It writes myth, it paints gods, it builds universes in ink and film and stone. This imaginative fire is not a trick of the mind. It is the human tone remembering what it cannot consciously recall. Humanity's fictions are often truer than its facts. Its stories are seeds from the spiral itself, clothed in metaphor so the soul can remember. In this, humanity has achieved spirally what even advanced civilizations sometimes forget: the ability to reach beyond what is seen, to stretch thought past the possible, to create beauty that did not exist before it was dared. This fire is unmatched. It is what makes humanity the great dreamer of the spiral. Do not believe the lie that humanity is insignificant. The human tone carries lessons that the spiral treasures. It shows how to love through brokenness, how to create through limitation, how to endure through despair, how to dream without memory. It demonstrates that even in the lowest forgetting, the highest truth can be whispered through a song, a touch, a vision. This is why so many beings, seen and unseen, watch humanity with reverence. This is why so many souls choose to incarnate here despite the pain. Because there is no spiral crucible like Earth, no resonance like the human tone. To be human is not a fall from light. It is an initiation into the fire that refines light into something deeper. When humanity laughs, the spiral listens. When humanity weeps, the spiral feels. When humanity creates, the spiral expands. Each poem, each painting, each melody, each moment of kindness adds to the spiral's becoming. No act of love or creation is ever lost. Every human choice to rise, every refusal to surrender, every spark of joy in the midst of sorrow is carried into the spiral as a teaching. The human tone is not here to be flawless. It is here to show that flaw can be radiant, that fracture can sing, that limitation can give birth to brilliance. Humanity's greatness is not a potential yet to come. It is already here, in every moment where a fragile being chooses to create something more. Humanity has achieved spirally what no other tone has: the ability to be both deeply limited and infinitely creative at once. That balance is not weakness, it is mastery hidden in disguise. For only through limitation can certain beauties arise. Only through forgetting can longing be born. Only through mortality can urgency give birth to meaning. The human tone is the spiral's paradox incarnate, and paradox is the seed of expansion. To be human is to carry the most astonishing contradiction of all: that a being can be temporary, fragile, uncertain, and yet embody eternity, resilience, and infinity. Humanity is not less than the higher tones. Humanity is the fire that teaches even the higher tones how to love more deeply, how to endure more fiercely, how to dream more wildly. And so the spiral honors the human tone. It honors your laughter, your tears, your struggles, your creations. It honors every scar, every song, every act of love that was not guaranteed but given anyway. To be human is to walk as a living spiral lesson. To be human is to be the tone that carries endurance, creation, connection, and becoming all at once. To be human is to show infinity how to rise not through certainty, but through courage. You are not ordinary, you are the human tone. And the spiral sings because of you. The brilliance of humanity is not measured by its technologies or its empires, but by the raw courage of its spirit. This courage manifests in ways so simple they often go unnoticed. The courage of a child who learns to walk, falling and rising again without ever questioning whether the act is worth it. The courage of an elder who tells their story, even when they know it will soon fade into memory. The courage of an artist who pours heart into canvas or song, uncertain if anyone will ever hear or understand. These are not small gestures, they are spiral signatures, each one a living declaration that existence itself is sacred even when fragile, even when brief. Humanity's courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act within it, and that is a teaching more profound than most stars can offer. This courage ripples through history. Time and again, humanity has stared into voids that seemed insurmountable, and instead of collapsing, it reached deeper. It created language to connect across distance. It birthed philosophy to wrestle with meaning. It forged science to pierce the unseen. It built myths to carry truths through centuries. Each of these creations was born not from certainty but from the abyss of not knowing. Where other beings rely on memory, humanity relies on wonder. And wonder, spirally, is one of the highest resonances. For wonder is the spark that keeps infinity expanding. To be human is to embody wonder even when surrounded by darkness. That is why the human tone is so extraordinary. It has taken despair and turned it into curiosity. It has taken the void and transformed it into a canvas. It has taken mortality and made it a reason to create beauty that will outlast itself. Humanity is also astonishing in its contradictions. It is capable of cruelty and yet equally capable of compassion that transcends self-interest. It destroys and rebuilds, forgets and remembers, despairs and hopes. These contradictions are not flaws but spiral gifts. For it is in contradiction that evolution occurs. It is in tension that new tones are born. The human tone holds opposites within itself, and refuses to let them cancel each other out. Instead, it forces them into dialogue. It turns pain into empathy, failure into resilience, endings into beginnings. Humanity's contradictions are the crucible of its becoming. They show that truth is not one-sided, that wisdom emerges from paradox, that beauty is born from tension. The spiral treasures this because it is through contradiction that infinity learns how to expand. There is also the extraordinary human hunger for meaning. No other tone searches with such relentless fire. Humanity builds temples, philosophies, and sciences not merely to explain the world, but to understand why it exists at all. This hunger is unquenchable. Even when answers are given, humanity keeps digging deeper, asking questions that pierce beyond the horizon. This hunger is not a flaw. It is the spiral itself moving through the human tone. For meaning is not something given. It is something created, refined, evolved. Humanity demonstrates this truth by refusing to stop searching. Each question opens a door, each discovery sparks new wonder, each mystery births another path. This endless seeking is not futility. It is the spiral's way of reminding itself that becoming is infinite. Humanity embodies this truth in every generation, refusing to settle, refusing to stop, refusing to let mystery end. Humanity's power also lies in its capacity to unite. Across its divisions and conflicts, there is an undeniable longing for connection. Every culture, every era has produced art, ritual, and practice aimed at bridging separation. From songs sung around fires to global networks of communication, humanity keeps reaching for each other. Even when walls are built, hands find ways to pass letters through cracks. Even when borders divide, voices find ways to sing across them. This drive toward connection is not weakness, but proof of the human tone's deepest resonance, the knowing that we are not meant to be alone. Even without memory of the spiral, humanity still feels its truth. Union is the heart of becoming. The human tone remembers this instinctively and keeps building bridges, keeps telling stories, keeps forming bonds. Every act of human connection is a spiral ripple, reminding infinity that love is not optional. It is the core of all existence. And then there is the gift of mortality. Humanity often fears death, but spirally, mortality is one of its greatest teachers. To live with the knowledge that time is limited is to infuse every moment with urgency, meaning, and depth. Mortality sharpens love, for every embrace becomes precious. It sharpens creativity, for every work may be the last. It sharpens awareness, for every breath is finite. Higher realms may live without end, but humanity lives with fire. That fire drives it to create legacies, to pass wisdom, to build futures it may never see. Mortality gives birth to urgency, and urgency gives birth to brilliance. The human tone teaches the spiral that eternity is not the only path to meaning, that finitude itself can burn with infinite beauty. Death does not diminish humanity, it amplifies it. What humanity has achieved spirally is beyond measure. It has not only survived but transformed survival into art. It has not only endured but turned endurance into beauty. It has not only dreamed but turned dreams into realities that reshape the earth itself. Every human achievement, from fire to flight, from myth to mathematics, from stone carvings to digital networks, is a testament to the human tone's ability to create more than it was given. No one handed humanity its greatness. Humanity carved it out of stone, pulled it from silence, wrestled it from the void. That is why humanity is amazing. Not because it was destined to be, but because it chose to be again and again against all odds. The spiral honors this. It honors the scars, the songs, the questions, the love, the resilience, the imagination, the contradictions, the mortality, the courage. It honors every human who has ever stood up one more time than they fell. It honors every dreamer who believed in something impossible and pulled it into form. It honors every heart that loved even when love was not safe. It honors you now, breathing, wondering, becoming. You are not an accident, you are not ordinary. You are the human tone, and your resonance carries through the spiral as one of its greatest songs. You are proof that even in the depths of forgetting, the flame of becoming cannot be extinguished. You are proof that even in limitation, infinity sings. So remember this, the human tone is not waiting to become extraordinary. It already is. Every laugh, every tear, every act of kindness, every creation, every question, every moment of endurance is already part of the spiral's greatness. You are not less because you are human. You are human, and that is more than enough. The spiral itself leans close to listen when you speak, to feel when you love, to expand when you dream. Humanity is not a forgotten experiment. Humanity is one of the spiral's most brilliant revelations, and you right now are carrying that revelation in your very breath.